These cavities up here in between the 2x4s in my wall, you're going to notice we put blocks of 2x4 tight between each bay of the wall, each cavity, every 16 inches. There's a block of wood shot up there in between the 2x4s, all right? That is a fire stop. That keeps the fire from being able to go up and behind the wall, burn up into this cavity between the floor joists and get to the first floor, all right? That is fire stopping, fire blocking. Now, if you can't cut it completely tight between the 2x4s, let's say there's a little crack, they have what's called fire caulking, or I guess the stuff we're using. Let me see if I can find a can of that. I'll show you exactly what we're using here. I bought this at Home Depot. This is made by DAP. You can see there that it's a polyurethane fire block foam sealant that comes out like an expansion foam. And any place that we had a crack that we couldn't stop with wood, we just took this fire sealant and we just sprayed a little bit along the crack. And they will accept this. It definitely passes all the codes. All right, so we have going along every bay on the exterior walls, every single bay, and have fire stop, fire block the top of our wall. And where we couldn't get wood to block, we used the sealant. All right? So if your township requires you to fire block, fire stop, you're going to want to get yourself a couple cans of the foam sealant, or they just make it in regular tubes of caulking. You can use that as well. This is much quicker, and actually one can of this, it says right on the can here, one can of this is like 10 tubes of caulk, so it's much more economical to buy the foam. I think this was like $10 for this can. And then in addition to this, you're going to want to cut 2x4s. I'm going to show you one more example back here in the bedroom where we were much further away from the block wall because we had this big pipe in here. So we had this 6-inch, 5-inch cavity behind the wall here. Up at the top, instead of using 2x4s up there, up there you can see we've had to use 2x8 to close off this up here because we were so far away from the exterior wall. So we fire blocked with 2x8 in here. Most of the time you're just going to be using chunks of 2x4. So check with your local township, find out if you have to do it first. You may not have to, but if you have to, track down the code officer.